A VPN, short for Virtual Private Network, is a privacy protection tool that is quickly becoming a must-have. But why do you need a VPN, and how does it work in the first place? A VPN helps your data travel through the internet safely, without big companies or cybercriminals being able to spy on your online activities. Also, a VPN swaps the real location of your device with a new one. This way, you can virtually travel to any country around the globe. So, who can benefit from a VPN? If you're worried about your online privacy, a VPN makes sure your identity and private information are not exposed when you go online. If digital security is your top priority, a VPN gives a nice additional layer of security. It encrypts your data so nobody could see what you send and receive. If you are a human rights activist whose freedom of speech is restricted, a VPN helps you to bypass censorship and speak to the world. Or, if you're on holiday in another country, with a VPN, you can bring your home entertainment anywhere you go. Here's a pro tip: check out Surfshark VPN. It has everything you need in a premium VPN, awesome speeds, and industry-leading protection that covers all of your devices. All you have to do is click Connect. Secure your digital life and enjoy everything good that the internet has to offer with a VPN you can trust.
Click link in the description and get 81% discount for your first order. Getting hired? Meet the requirements for being a nude model. Being a nude model doesn't require you to look like you're ready for the runway or to meet some unrealistic standard of beauty. Nude models help artists learn to draw the human body and understand its nuances and structure. Artists don't necessarily look for models who fit a stereotype and are open to models of all sizes, shapes, and ethnicities. People with unique body types and asymmetrical bodies are actually sought after. An important requirement for being a nude model is being comfortable with your body. Before you model nude, you should be comfortable enough to pose nude without blushing, covering yourself up, or trying to only show off the most flattering parts of your body. Prepare a resume. Not every artist or art teacher will ask for a resume, but you should be prepared with one anyway. You can still fill your resume even if you haven't been a nude model before. Providing a resume will give the artist or art teacher an idea of who you are. This is important for getting to know you, as modeling for an art class is an intimate setting for both the artist and model that requires trust. Include any previous modeling experience, performances, art schooling, acting, dance, yoga, or other activity you have done which would benefit an artist model. Find work as a nude art model. If you're committed to being a nude art model, then you need to start looking for work. Contact your local art school or college to see if they are hiring art models. You can start with the art department, but ask if there is someone in particular assigned to hire models for all classes. Sometimes each instructor hires his or her own models. If you want to pose for a photographer, also look on any one of a number of websites that link models to photographers. Free online classified advertising websites also often post ads for nude models. You should first find work modeling for a class and only consider doing some private modeling once you have a better understanding of the nude art modeling world and know that you're working with a legitimate artist. Discuss the details in advance. When you are hired, it is best to iron out payment, time commitment, and schedule. Typical nude art modeling sessions run about 3 hours, including a number of breaks and a variety of poses held for 5. Discuss average length and number of poses, the types of poses, and the amount of breaks you'll be given. Discuss payment or hourly sitting rates, which can vary greatly but generally are between and for drawing, though fees for a photographer will generally be higher. Preparing to pose. Prepare your poses. Nude art models are typically expected to strike 4 basic poses during their sessions. These are standing, seated, reclining, and semi-reclining or prone. The standing pose requires you to stand in a variety of ways with your arms, legs, hands, and feet engaged in various ways. You might have props to hold or have to hold a particular facial expression. A reclining pose will typically require you to lie down on your back on a sofa or couch in a comfortable position. The semi-reclining pose will require you to lie down on your stomach while lifting your chest as you would do to read a magazine at the beach. These are the four basic poses, but there is a variety of movements and gestures that you can make when you hold them. It is important to note that when in a standing pose, not to let your knees lock out. Doing so may cause you to pass out. Be expressive. Draw on any personal experience to think of poses that are interesting or inspiring. Any physical activity may be a source of good poses. A good model must be able to be expressive from the bottoms of their feet to the tips of their fingers. Art is dynamic, and your poses should be as well. Many models are inspired by the poses depicted in classical works of art. Yoga poses are often used because they engage the muscles in interesting and dynamic ways. Be prepared to hold each pose for a specified amount of time. Different kinds of poses can be held for short or long periods. It is best to be prepared to hold still for a long time. The time required for a pose can be described by any of the following three terms: gestures, short poses, and long poses. Gestures are poses lasting less than 3 minutes. Short poses last 3 to 20 minutes, and long poses which are held in multiple 20-minute intervals with a short break in between. The latter is generally the norm for painting and sculpture. Drawing classes will require a number of shorter poses. Any class may begin with a few gestures as a warm-up. The most important thing you need to bring is a robe so you can wear it between poses or to use the bathroom. You should also bring a towel or blanket to sit on for hygienic reasons. Bring slippers or sandals to slip in and out of quickly on breaks. You might also want to have water or snacks with you. Always bring a date book and pen or your phone for booking future sessions. Prepare your body. You will want to be clean and look natural. Before you leave for your session, shower and apply lotion to soothe dry skin, which could cause you discomfort while posing. Wear minimal jewelry unless otherwise requested. You shouldn't put in a ton of hairspray or wear makeup unless requested. You should look as natural as possible. Posing. Remove your clothing. Once you meet the artist and get comfortable, it'll be time to remove your clothes. A private changing room will likely be provided, or there may be a folding screen that you can change behind. Use the privacy to get centered and ready for a nude art modeling session. Remove your clothes and put on your robe and slippers. Step up to the modeling area. Step up onto the model's area holding only your timer to mark the time passed in each of the posing sessions. Remove your robe and slippers. Your artist will designate an area for you to place these items during your session. If sitting or lying down, it is best to do so on a towel or sheet. The artist may provide one for you, or you can bring one of your own. If you do not have a towel, it is hygienic and highly recommended that you place your robe beneath your bottom for sitting poses. Some artists even enjoy drawing the additional drapery. Follow the artist's directions. Keep your body and eyes very still. Listening to your artist is key for a successful session. It is useful to fix your gaze on one spot. Do not make eye contact with any artist unless specifically directed. Relax into the pose, but not so much that you move from your original position. You may be asked to time your own poses, or the artist may tell you when you're finished. If you're not sure about what the artist means, don't be afraid to ask for clarification. This is far better than striking the wrong pose. If you're told to hold a pose that is too challenging, it's better to speak up than to try to hold it. The artist would rather have you hold a pose that you can maintain for the duration instead of having to start over. Finishing the session. Get dressed. When you are finished with your session, put on your robe and return to your private changing area and put on your clothes. Make sure you don't leave anything in the studio. You should wear comfortable clothes. It is a good idea to have a bag for your dirty robe or towel so you can wash these after your session. Be prepared when you say goodbye to the artist. You will want to discuss any further sessions at this time. Have your date book and pen handy when you come out of the change room in case the artist would like to work with you again. It's also a good idea to prepare a business card. Ask for feedback from the artist. Once you've worked with the artist a few times, you can even ask for a letter of recommendation that you can use to help you find future work. Follow up with your artist. You want to show initiative and enthusiasm if you want to be hired again. Call or email to confirm a time and date for your next session. If you don't book another session right away, contact the artist in a few weeks after your session to see if they need any more models. Ask your artist for other contacts if you have developed a good working relationship.